hold the bounce pass button to call for a handoff. When on a fast break or looking for a lead or backdoor pass, you can hold the overhead pass button to send your teammate cutting to the hoop. And if you want to run a give and go, press and hold the pass button until the receiver catches the ball. You will keep control of your original passer, and then you can make whatever cut you want to get open.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Okay, basketball fans, with me, Kenny the Jet Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, I'm Ernie Johnson. You're watching 2K Sports, but you know that already. In this game, we'll see the Atlanta Hawks going up against the Orlando Magic. Well, for Orlando, more than solid play for them of late. 7 wins in their last 10 outings, making their mark and playing well. And the front lines for both teams tonight, powerful, explosive. Shaq, what's the key these days to
Make sure to pick up your official NBA program. Get player stats, find schedules, and read interviews with the NBA players. Programs are located at all entrances to the stadium.
Introducing the starter and shooting at the other. And here it comes, the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan courtside with Greg Anthony and Brent Barry. David Aldridge will join us momentarily from the sidelines. Look at Orlando. This is a team showing a better record this year over last. This was their goal, and it's coming to fruition so far.
And I think for the Magic, you know, this happens every year. A team outperforms expectations early. You wonder, is this just an anomaly or is this something they can sustain?
Well, it could be hard for them to keep this rolling, but the initial boost of confidence for all these players could help them weather any storms on the horizon.
Now the starting group for Orlando. Fournier out there with Isaiah Thomas. Then it's Aaron Gordon. Then there's Jonathan Isaac. And it's Jay in at the 5 down low. Brent, you played for 14 seasons. What kind of off-season training did you do personally to keep in shape?
I had a great trainer in Southern California that I would go home to every year and work on different things. It was funny, Kevin, because as you get a little bit older, you can be a little more specific with how you train. You understand how you're going to be used, the type of minutes you're going to play, so it can be a little bit more specialized. I'm not sure if I could tell you this, but I surfed a lot in the off-season.
Balance.
Core, right?
Core balance.
All right, Thank you. Check box.
And yes, it's good. Jay's got his second bucket of the night.
And where's the help? Obviously, a missed rotation, something they're going to want to patch up.
Well, you have to be able to trust each other on the defensive end of the floor. Otherwise, the whole thing is just going to crumble.
Now, here is Young. 11 points for him in that last game against Washington. 6 on the shot clock. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. It's going to be on Aaron Gordon.
You know, when talking about the pressure Young puts on a defense, I'm not sure the word relentless is strong enough.
Atlanta shooting their first free throws of the game. Well, Brent, as a former dunk contest winner, I have to ask your thoughts on one of the great Hawks of all time, the terrific human highlight film, Dominique Wilkins.
Well, Dominique, one of the greatest athletes this game has ever seen, and one of the most feared dunkers, obviously, of his era. You remember a lot of the highlights with Neek coming in, flying in, and finishing off a shot that might have missed from the opposite wing and going up over the top and 2 or 3 guys. So he certainly doesn't get enough credit nationally for the type of offensive firepower that Neek provided for his beloved Atlanta Hawks for years and years.
So the Magic, their last game, a win against the Nets in Brooklyn.
And I know the defense wasn't great, but yet and still, their ability to stay composed was impressive.
Well, it led to a big scoring effort, taking advantage of every weakness. So any possession the defense wasn't aggressive on, they were on the offensive end. Well, determined that time to get to the rim, anticipating the pass, and a rim rocker.
And that was an unleashed chaos moment indeed. What a spectacular play, sponsored by Under Armour Hover Havoc. Now, here's Isaac. Back to Thomas. Clock at 6. Here's Jay. The Magic again can't hit.
You got to fight through things like this right now. His team needs him to shoot better. He's just had a tough quarter.
On its way from Young for 2. Not going to go that time. And it's the Magic taking it the other way. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum. Trying to shoot his way out of this slump, but thus far, not working.
Yeah, I hope it hasn't gone to his head. He may be trying too hard at this point.
Now, here is Young. He has 5. Bangs home the trifecta.
And the effortless shooting motion. Young's three-point jumper is just poetry in motion and has it on automatic.
And now the first timeout called here for the Magic. Their last encounter was in Orlando.
And that's what happens when you become too perimeter-oriented. If you're not hot, you don't score.
I think if the coaching staff goes back and looks at the film and you assess the quality of looks, they're not going to be happy about it. At times they just failed to take advantage of the openings for the best shooters.
The Magic making a switch here. Bamba is checked in for Aaron Gordon. Jonathan Simmons comes in for Isaac. Baldwin, he's checked in for Fournier. Rajon Rondo subbed in for Isaiah Thomas. DeAndre Jordan, so athletic for a player of his stature, Brent. The way he moves and elevates, simply amazing.
Well, that and the consistency with which a coach can pencil him in to the lineup. He's had tremendous durability. So many 7-footers have trouble weathering the long NBA season. DeAndre Jordan, not one of them. I really like the awareness, noticing that he's got the mismatch, and then he just used his size as his advantage on the layup.
There's a minute left to play in the first quarter. Herter, guarded by Simmons. The Magic trail by 7. Uncovered. It's good, and he makes his first shot of the game. There's 45 seconds left to play here in the first. Lynn against Rondo. Outside, Lynn. Shot clock at 6. Here's Booth. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. The Atlanta shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game. He misses the free throw. The Magic making a switch here. Substitution on the... Here's Jay. No good on the quick 3. The Hawks leading by 4. On the court for Orlando. Jonathan Isaac is out there with Aaron Gordon. Then there's Jay. Then it's Evan Fournier. And it's Thomas in at the point guard. Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines.
Well, Jay in that last matchup against the Nets played superb basketball. He finished with 38 points and played tremendous defense as well, really causing havoc on both ends of the floor. When you look at the stat sheet, he was mind-blowing. It's hard to imagine he can follow it up tonight with that same level of production. Kevin, we'll see.
Great, David. Appreciate it. Well, he set the bar pretty high for himself with that performance.
He did. But we know he's going to try to raise that bar again tonight. No matter how good he is, he's always thinking he can do better.
And the great players are never satisfied. We'll see what he does in the next one.
The Magic trail by 7. The 15-footer. The rebound by Prince. 1:09 left to play here in the half. Bazemore passes to Prince, and he can't extend the lead to double digits. The Atlanta Hawks come into this one following a loss to the Wizards.
And that was a game where you just sensed that they would get it going and somehow be able to come out with the victory, but just not in the cards on that night.
No, in the end, not even close to being in the cards. Maybe there was some hope for them early on, but by the fourth quarter, people filed out.
And it's the Magic with the ball, following the bucket by the Hawks. Orlando moving the ball around. Pass to Jay. Once again off the mark, Orlando. And Jay gets the whistle that time. And that'll be his third foul so far. Matthew Dellavedova has checked in for the Magic. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. There's the basket and make it a double-digit lead. Collins has got 4 points this quarter.
More and more signs of the skill set of Taurean Prince as he finds an open teammate.
Here's Booth over Gordon. Set it up with the fake, but it's offline. To the wing right side. Here's Jay. Rebound, Atlanta.
Yeah, and something we always talk about, though, shot selection.
Well, being aggressive is one thing, but aggression with control is another, and you need both elements working together.
And so it's Atlanta. Their lead at 11 points to end the quarter. And their three-point shooting. Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. It's been one outstanding game from Trae Young.
Yeah, good things happen when you maintain composure. Their shot selection has been extremely disciplined.
Hey, Greg, is there a shot that he's taken that has been out of the flow of the offense? I don't think so.
Young and Bazemore team up in the backcourt. And it's Prince outside at the three with Collins down at the power forward. And it's Jordan in at the center, filling out the middle. So that's the lineup for Atlanta. When it comes to veteran players, Brent, on a team, what characteristics make for a good leader for a bunch of young guys under him?
We talk a lot about veteran guys on teams, Kevin, and I think one of the most important aspects to think about is that those veterans have a lot more impact if they're still part of playing minutes for a coaching staff. At some point, 4 or 5 months into a season, when an older player is telling you how to do something and only get a chance to see it during practice or him pointing it out on film when you're playing, doesn't have as much of an impact.
Doesn't resonate
right.
as much.
When a guy gets 15 minutes a night and you get to see him do those things as a young player from the bench and say, wow, everything he told me on my list, he's checked all those boxes. So having a vet that plays, much more impactful.
Good point. And Young kicks to Prince. Back to Young. And it's Thomas with the ball. He brings it up for Orlando. Down by 12. The shot's good from Jay.
That's 3 of 4 here to start the half.
Atlanta's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Here's Jordan. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
And the sheer size of Jordan is just so tough for defenders sometimes to deal with. Skilled at picking up the foul there.
DeAndre Jordan. 2 shots.
That one is off. So both teams changing it up here. So neither attempt will fall that time for him.
Well, the way that DeAndre has built up his body over the last few years, he's gone from a raw and skinny prospect to a guy that you can't move around on the inside anymore. Yeah, 80%. Is that a good number from the field? I think so. 4 of 5 here shooting. Terrific start.
Lynn dishes to Jordan. Wants to get it to Lynn and does. And the layup's good off the glass. Lynn's got 10.
And Lynn is just fearless, always looking to get as close to the bucket as he can.
Time called here. The Magic decide to talk it over. And as the coaches go to the clipboard to outline their strategy during the timeout, the players getting a chance to rehydrate. with some Gatorade. That's key to staying fresh all the way to the final whistle.
And Kevin, it really is. And every one of these players knows it. They're all making sure to stay hydrated. It's impossible to play your A game if you're not getting enough to drink, especially towards the end of games when the physical toll of a long contest really starts to add up.
Outside Jordan. From 13, and Bamba pulls it down. Bamba's got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done. And a wide open look for Simmons, and a miss there on the triple. The Hawks leading by 8. Prince outside. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. Simmons passes to Jay. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. And he's got his first free throw of the game.
And guys, you might remember that he was not at his best from the foul line in their last outing.
He doesn't get the second one. For Atlanta, they've gone 3 of 5 to start the second half, developing a nice rhythm out there.
Ooh, that's as forceful a finish as you're ever going to see out of this guy.
Well, gee, it adds now to their lead in spectacular fashion.
And to me, this is why they're winning, guys. Unlikely players stepping up huge against a defense that's really nowhere to be found.
Do you think it seems like young players are more receptive to stints in the G League than they were in the past?
I feel that way.
Seems
Kevin,
that way, yeah.
Like
I agree.
the stigma of what was used to be the D League, and maybe it was because those were the grades that I had, that you felt a little weird about it. But now that it's the G League, and now that, like we talked about, almost half the players last year had some kind of touch with the G League, I think that stigma has mostly gone away.
Are you saying you were a G student?
Well, when I gave my mom my report card, she said, gee, you got 4 A's.
Over to the left wing. Here's Booth. Kept alive. The shot's good from Jordan. And the Hawks lead by 11.
I mean, he might as well pour a foundation and put some framework around that, because that's where DeAndre Jordan lives, on the offensive glass.
And no doubt they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
And that deficit will go away quickly if he does, Greg. To the inside. Stolen by Bamba. Passes it to Baldwin. And it's blocked. Here's Lynn. He's got 10. And it's out of bounds to the Hawks as Atlanta retains possession. Matthew Dellavedova has checked in for Rajon Rondo. There's 39 seconds left in the third. Here's Jordan, and it's Jordan with the jam.
Well, Jordan's such a great dunker. Some of the jams he has are completely jaw-dropping.
Here's Jay. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Dellavedova. Jay's got 15 points in just the second half. Atlanta leading by 9. There's 18 seconds left to play in the third. Herter, defended by Jerebko. Herter, no good on the 3. Here's Baldwin with 1 on the clock. And oh, he hits the buzzer beater.
Great awareness of the clock to end the quarter.
You like to finish things on a positive note, and he times that one beautifully.
And so it's the Atlanta Hawks heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. They're pounding the ball inside, and that's where they've gotten their best production tonight. We've got more in store for you right after this. Here now a chance to show you our assist of the game, and it's presented as always by State Farm.
And he may not be known as a pass-first guy playing out of the two-guard spot, but he shows here that he can dole out an assist or two when he needs to.
Even though the position is called shooting guard, passing part of your responsibilities in today's game.
And this is it. Glad to have you along for this fourth and final quarter. And so Young will bring it up for the Hawks. They've led by as many as 14 points. Fourth quarter on the floor for the Magic. Fournier is outside of the 3, and Gordon playing at the 4. Matthew Dellavedova is out there with Isaiah Thomas, and it's Jay in at the 5. The Magic trail by 9. Over in the corner, Dellavedova. Inside. The shot's good from Jay. Jay's got 27.
That's their third straight make off an assist.
The pass to Bazemore. Here's Young. Rebounded by Jay.
I still love the shot selection. The defense wasn't really a factor. They need to be more aggressive guarding the mid-range.
And the rejection by Collins. Bazemore for 3. Knocks down the 3 ball.
But once Bazemore gets the ball off the pass, he immediately skies up for the jump shot and nails it. You like to see that kind of assertive, aggressive, confident attitude.
Time called here. The Magic decide to talk it over. Without question, Trae Young displaying his skills today.
Not sure what the defense is thinking, or if they are. They continue to let him shoot. That is bad defense.
Atlanta making a switch here. Prince is checked in, and the Magic making a change here as well. Isaac's checked in for Matthew Dellavedova.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
Young taking his time here. That's his 6th field goal today, and that makes him now 6 for 11.
The defense looking at him like a Rubik's Cube. They cannot figure him out. He continues to light him up from the field. More importantly, they're winning.
And a quick look at how Atlanta's schedule shaping up. On Wednesday, they'll defend home court against the Chicago Bulls. And then on Friday, they'll be matching up against Gordon Hayward and the Boston Celtics.
And for that game against the Timberwolves, I think it's going to be an interesting challenge. Even though they expect to come out on top, this could probably be a pick'em game, depending on how they play.
And Bazemore kicks to Young. And Collins now top the key. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Bazemore. That shot no good. So Orlando will take it the other way. Pulls up on the wing. Isaac misses. The Hawks leading by 9. It's Young on the wing. He's guarded by Thomas. Thomas against Young. We're in the fourth quarter here, just under 2.5 minutes gone.
And those second chance points really become almost like bonus points when you can get them.
Outside Thomas, shoots, finds himself wide open and drills it.
Yeah, so reliable. He clearly needs to be more involved in the offense as they try to shrink this lead.
Time called here. The Hawks decide to talk it over. Chance now to recognize our Jordan player of the game, Trae Young.
And he's up over 50% from the field here tonight. And that speaks to how solid his shot selection has been. Nothing forced and really no bad decisions. Just good, smart, offensive basketball.
Well, he needed a game like this badly. He's been struggling for a while now, but tonight he broke out of that slump in style. And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
I was able to listen in on Lloyd Pierce talking with his team. He told them, put your foot on their neck. Take it to them. I want to see you guys slow it down out there, use the clock, and stay away from silly fouls. Let's see if they can execute the plan, guys.
Thanks, David. Atlanta leading by 9. .146 left here in the fourth quarter. Basket good. Young's got 6 points in the quarter.
And the work ethic coming into play there. I like how Young can just focus on the task at hand.
The G League is testing out more ways to speed up the game. Shorter overtime periods, a 14-second shot clock after an offensive rebound. I think those are necessary things.
I think they're worth trying out, Kevin. I don't know necessarily that they're necessary. Is that redundant?
No,
it might have
like
been.
It makes sense when you say it.
But the league always exploring ways to improve the game, and I commend Adam Silver and the competition committee for trying.
Here's Jordan. Terrific assist. A nice finish. Solid play all around.
I love the confidence from Jordan. All of his shots are going to come from the paint, so he should be confident when he's got the ball there.
So the first one drops, and that brings them within 8. Both free throws good from Jay. And a little over 3.5 minutes in the books so far here in the fourth. Stolen away. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. He drops the first one, and that trims the lead to 6. And so Fournier nails both of them.
The lead's not looking as comfortable after those free throws. Nice job.
And so Young will bring it up for Atlanta. They've led by as many as 14 points. Bazemore for 3. Nailed from three-point land. Bazemore's got 6 points in the quarter. The Magic trail by 8. Here's Jay. The shot missing. Good defensive work there by Young. Jay. Yep, it counts. Jay's got 37.
And as much offense as we saw earlier, I mean, we're seeing even more of it here now late in the game.
What is this, February? Feels like an all-star game is broken out. Neither side willing or able to stop the other.
And he has to take that long, slow walk back to the bench here. He'll watch the rest of this one from the sideline.
The Magic making a switch here. Bamba's checked in. Young against Thomas. Now here's Collins. He's guarded closely. Shot clock at 6. Tipped away and stolen by Gordon. 5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks.
And it's the sequences like this that really give you pause and appreciating how special this young talent is. I mean, he's calm, has a great attitude in those huge moments, and how about that, knocking down big shots.
Gentlemen, 2 shots. Loose shots.
2 shots.
First free throw is good, and that puts them up by 5.
And, of course, all the comparisons to Steph Curry. Young just trying to be the best version of himself, and we've already seen the upside.
And those attempts right now at the charity stripe are helping them pull away.
One thing we've seen from these guys is excellent passing.
No doubt about it. It's fun to watch the way they're operating as a team right now. They are all in sync.
And now an intentional foul. They need the ball back as soon as possible.
No choice but to foul there, but he's probably the last guy you want to see on the line.
Shoot 2.
He drops the first one, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 5-point game.
And just like that, this game is a 2-possession affair.
Here's Orlando now.
Clock's ticking. They got to get up a shot.
Yeah, and then you have to foul right away on the inbounds, maybe the first person who touches the ball.
Here's Isaac. It's money from deep.
Yeah, and he's got a quiet confidence about him, doesn't he, guys? I mean, he's thinking about shooting the ball as the pass is coming.
Had to foul, and on that occasion to stop the clock. That's the enemy in this situation.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
Good on the first, and that makes it a 3-point lead. And so both free throws are good, and it's a 4-point ball game.
Yeah, that's pretty much it, folks. I like the fact that he took his time at the line.
And so it's the Hawks who come out on top. That was a fun night of basketball and fabulous finish as they continued to wait out until the very last moment to seal it.
And there are so many times when you see these tight games won at home, that advantage of having that crowd behind you oftentimes is the ultimate X factor.
And that'll do it, folks. For Brent Barry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. We'll see you later.
Guys, you gotta switch. We gotta switch on defense.
Who was coach calling out there?
We good. We good. Stick together, y'all. Got no calls.
It's the 2KMC. Here with your neighborhood scout. Let's get started with the latest 90.
The 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, everybody. Ernie Johnson here. Shaq's here. Kenny's here. Welcome to this edition of 2K Sports. Tonight, it's the Orlando Magic as they'll be playing against the New York Knicks. Checking out New York. They're off to a better start than last season, and that certainly bodes well. Always some changes from season to season, but they're going in the right direction. And they call him the Unicorn.
Fans, don't forget to come out to the game for Saturday. What better way to pass the pictures of Let's see the starting lineup for the visiting New York at the other guard position. And now introducing your Orlando Magic. At the shooting guard position, 6 feet 7 inches, number 10, Evan Fournier. At small forward, 6 feet 10 inches, number 1, Jonathan Isaac. The other forward position, at 6 foot 9 inches, number 00, Aaron Gordon. At the other guard position, at 5 foot 9 inches, number 22, Isaiah Thomas. Man in the middle, at 7 foot 0 inches, number 13, Jay. A head coach for your team. Once again, your Orlando Magic.
Greetings, everyone. Glad to have you with us on this Wednesday night edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. Kevin Harlan here with Greg Anthony and a pair of Hall of Famers with us, Doris Burke and David Aldridge. This crowd is really ready to roar in this Eastern Conference matchup for the Magic. They beat the Knicks during their last encounter in New York.
Yeah, they cruised to a win in these teams' last encounter, and their field goal percentage was off the charts.
All right, let's set the floor courtesy of Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Setting the floor for the Knicks. Inside, it's Porzingis and Cantor. Tim Hardaway Jr. out there with Burke, and it's Knox in at the small forward. Doors when the light finally goes on for a young guy so fun to watch. Younger players who've got all the talent and all the world right in front of them, but yet haven't put it all together just quite yet.
It's amazing to me how quickly we can give up on a young guy who maybe doesn't find success right out of the gate. But the reality is you have to remember, player development is the lifeblood of this league, maybe now more than ever with the current state of the salary cap. So a little patience as a fan base goes a long, long way.
Here's Burke after the made shot from Jay. Left side, Porzingis. Back to Burke. Shot clock at 5. Count that one.
Working the in-between area, the kind of look that can get you into a rhythm early.
Yeah, the defense better take notice because you can't let guys get comfy shooting from their spots.
Here's Isaac following the score by New York. Back to Thomas. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
Oh, my goodness. How good is that pass? When Isaiah Thomas is on the floor, what a leader.
For New York, they've gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Now, here's Burke, defended by Gordon from 12 feet out. And the Knicks getting another bucket right there.
Just such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
Here's Jay. Excellent D from Cantor. The Knicks have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Here's Burke. Orlando grabs the miss.
He does the hard part, gets through the defense all the way to the rim. I thought the finish would be the easy part.
Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
Well, tremendous understanding from the young Jonathan Isaac. How about that awareness for the young guy?
And here is Burke after the three-pointer from Jay. Here's Porzingis. Lays it up off the glass. Porzingis has got his second bucket of the night.
Heating up early on. This is exactly how he wanted to start the night.
You're right. I mean, he's found his rhythm early. The defense has got to do a better job guarding him from this point on. Well, he's taking a lot of pressure off the other players right now with how well he's shooting it.
Burke looking over the floor. With the fadeaway. And the shot is good. And that's now 6 points for Porzingis.
Well, that's where Porzingis loves to operate. That jump shot has become a signature weapon, gentlemen.
And now the first timeout called here for the Magic. So Orlando going with an almost entirely new group here. Bamba is checked in for Aaron Gordon. Simmons comes in for Isaac. Baldwin, he's checked in for Fournier. Rajon Rondo is subbed in for Thomas. The thing about Porzingis, interesting guy beyond just basketball.
No doubt, Kev. I mean, here's a man who speaks 3 languages. He had a Carmelo Anthony jersey as a kid. He had a couple of Latvian rap songs written about him, and the guy's just getting started.
Here's Ntilikina after the made shot from Jay. Here's Ntilikina. Rebound by the Magic. And now Bamba pushing it up. No one back to stop him. And the dunk by Bamba.
He's really good at getting down the floor. When Bamba is hustling, good things often happen in transition.
We've got 1:18 left to play in the first quarter. Ntilikina kicks to Fareed. Knocked away. Passes to Moutier. And that one is good with the extra effort on the glass.
And where's the help? Obviously, a missed rotation, something they're going to want to patch up.
Right, because otherwise you're going to give up those close range opportunities all night. If you allow the opposition to get into a groove, look out.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
The Magic shooting their first free throws. First trip to the line in this one. And that's good as he hits both of his shots.
And at the line, it's all about consistency with him. His routine, his stroke, it never wavers.
Pass to Robinson. And up the court come the Magic on the break. Here's Jay, and he takes that one up and powers it through.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, and he was so quick to break on that one. A good sign that he read the play.
And so here is New York after the Magic pick up 2. 4 on the clock. Goes up on the high post. Ntilikina gets the bucket.
A cunning ball handler. Gotta like seeing Ntilikina mix it up and create for himself.
Here's Jay. It doesn't go for him. Some solid defense from Fareed. Moutier looking around. Fareed outside. Here's Lee. No good on the last second attempt there. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. Kristaps Porzingis grew up in faraway Latvia, but thanks to
my older brother, he was a big fan of NBA always.
And Greg, that's something different now. So a new group on the floor for Orlando. Gordon out there with Jonathan Isaac. Then there's Jay. Then it's Isaiah Thomas. And it's Fournier in at the 2. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Magic.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, Jay in that last matchup against the Hawks was all business. He had 37 points and played tremendous defense as well, really causing havoc on both ends of the floor. He was great in every facet of the game. Afterward, his coach couldn't stop praising the effort. Evan will see if he maintains that inspiration tonight.
All right, David, thank you, guys. Could you believe that performance? Wow.
I mean, it was really something to see. Yeah, he showed everybody just how special he is when he is on his game.
Well, that was an elite performance, and it didn't seem to matter what approach they used to try to slow this guy down. He had an answer for everything. How about the day before the draft, Kristaps Porzingis said it was, quote, his dream to play for New York. Said it's a basketball city, big-time spotlight. I can take it. How cool is that, guys?
Jay is covered by Cantor. And again, another shot trained there from Jay.
And they're beginning to just flat-out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Burke kicks to Porzingis. Porzingis is double. And it's good, 2 points. Porzingis has got 10 points. And Doris, isn't it amazing, talking about Porzingis, that he was actually booed when the Knicks made their selection?
It is, Kev. We know New York's a tough town, tough media, obviously, and if they don't know you, they will challenge you. But I've got to say this, Porzingis has proven the haters wrong.
Here's Thomas. Plays it up and banks it in. Thomas got the lead up to 5 now for the Magic.
Yeah, sprinting end to end, but under control. That's the key.
No, exactly right, Greg. You can't go too fast. He pulled that off in brilliant fashion.
Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup.
That's how it's done, gentlemen. You don't pass to a player, you pass to a spot. Let your teammate run into it.
And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Yeah, nice job of drawing the contact and creating opportunities at the line.
Doris, you were the first female commentator to ever call a Knicks game on radio or television, and I imagine you remember that first broadcast very well.
I sure do, Kevin. It was against the Bucks. I filled in for the great Clyde Frazier, and the Knicks had just made it to the finals the year before. So it was exciting on a number of levels.
Matthew Dellavedova has checked in for the Magic. The basket counts and one. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it a three-point play. Baldwin, he's checked in for Orlando. Emmanuel Mudiay's checked in for New York. New York shooting their third free throw shot of the game.
Boy, showing a lot more aggressiveness now after making 0 trips to the line in the first quarter.
And there's the pass to Baldwin. 5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. The shot's good from James.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Down low, Robinson. And finished off by Robinson.
You can see the improving court awareness of Emmanuel Mudiay, having an understanding for when to find his guys.
Outside Fournier. Passes it to Jay. Can't connect from 13 feet out. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break.
Where you from? Where you from? Going nuts.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. It's been one outstanding game from Jay.
And through the first 2 quarters, they went to him repeatedly in the post, and boy, did he deliver.
And why not, Greg, right? If you continue to produce, just get him shot after shot. Super assertive right now on the interior.
He's setting the floor for the Knicks. Inside, it's Porzingis and Cantor. Burke is out there with Tim Hardaway Jr. And it's Knox in at the 3 spot. A lot of responsibility, Doris, and being the focal point of an offense. What characteristics have you seen are shared among NBA players who carry the load offensively for their teams every game?
Right. This is a great separation point to me in the NBA because there are a lot of outstanding players at the level on any given night in the NBA. But, Kevin, there is a select few players who are willing to share the lion's share of the responsibility. Men like Kevin Durant, LeBron James, Russell Westbrook. Like, you have to be prepared 82 times per year to step between the lines, shoulder the load, and sometimes when you underperform, to bear the criticism that comes with that responsibility. And Kevin, you know this. That's a select few player who's willing to absorb that.
Good thoughts. Here's Porzingis after the made shot from Jay, and they pick up 2. 6 points for Enes Kanter.
Yeah, that was the 3rd straight high percentage look the defense has allowed. The defenders have got to start putting bodies on bodies.
Time call here. The Magic decide to talk it over. Porzingis with a strong contribution so far in this one.
And he has absolutely worn them out in the paint. They need to come up with a plan to limit his touches in the interior.
So Orlando going with an almost entirely new group here. Bamba is checked in for Gordon. Jerebko comes in for Isaac. Simmons checked in for Fournier. Rajon Rondo subbed in for Isaiah Thomas. Then for the Knicks, Fareed's checked in for Enes Kanter. And Lee's subbed in for Knox. Here's Fareed. And Fareed throws it down.
And another lead change. The fans are really getting their money's worth here tonight.
Well, this is what they pay to see, right? Competitive, close games are simply the best to be involved in.
The fadeaway. Rebounded by Hardaway.
They tried to stay perfect in the half, but 3 for 4 now. And, guys, it's been a little bit of an interesting journey for Tim Hardaway Jr., right? He gets drafted by the Knicks, traded after 2 seasons, then goes back to New York on a monster free agent deal.
So it's Orlando now, following the miss by Kenneth Fareed.
And when you're open, Rondo finds you, always has his head on a swivel.
And it's Burke with the ball for New York. They trail by 1. They'll be playing host to Portland for their next game. That game is the first and last of their homestand. And so New York calls timeout. They're first. Well, Doris, when you think about Hardaway's future, sky's the limit if he can stay healthy.
Right, a high-energy guy, gets after it every possession, willing to sacrifice his body, very much the way his dad played. That's the only way he knows how to play.
Catching up on the changes for New York, Frank Ntilikina is checked in for Tim Hardaway Jr., and it's Mudiay in for Burke. Loose. Shot clock at 6. Here's Fareed. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. And Kenneth Fareed, an outstanding performance with Team USA in 2014. But Greg is... And here are the Knicks now. 4-point game. Aaron Gordon out there with Jay. Then it's Evan Fournier. Then there's Jonathan Isaac. And it's Thomas in at the 1. That's who's out there for Orlando. Cantor kicks to Ntilikina. Pass to Mudiay. And stolen by Thomas. Pass to Jay. Some nice ball movement by the Magic. And the basket by Gordon.
I love that Aaron Gordon goes right up with it. He's got really good instincts for knowing when to catch and shoot.
Mudiay pass to Cantor. Outside Hardaway. Robinson finds Hardaway. 5 to shoot. Here's Ntilikina. And it's sent back by Isaac.
You can see the long wingspan of Jonathan Isaac coming into play twice on the pipes.
Cross contact on the shot, and now a 3-point play chance as he'll head to the line. So for the Knicks, Porzingis is checked in for Robinson, and Trey Burke subbed in for Emmanuel Mudiay. 60 seconds off the clock here in the 4th. Burke kicks to Ntilikina. The pass to Cantor. Now here's Burke. Now Porzingis. He's guarded by Thomas. And there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul. Shot misses. He'll be shooting 2.
Wow, they've made every free throw here in the second half. And they came out of the locker room after halftime with a much more physical approach than what we saw in that first half.
Well, what a pleasure to have a 7-footer who you can play through, because Kristaps Porzingis, that nice shooting form, carries over to the free throw line. That is crucial.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth physical basketball, guys.
Cantor kicks to Burke. Passes it to Porzingis. It's good. The assist that time from Burke. Burke's got his 3rd assist on the night.
It hasn't mattered the scheme or the defender. Kristaps Porzingis is simply cooking right now.
Inflicting some punishment with the 2-hand flush.
They're going for the throat. Now here's Burke. Inside. Here's Porzingis. Second chance shot. Got a piece of it. And here we go with the Magic fast break. Isaac misses. Just under 2.5 minutes gone here in the final quarter. It's deflected.
Well, they've been playing some tough defense on him in this period, and it's starting to affect him. This guy's having trouble finding the target right now.
Gordon, the pass to Jay. The 19-footer is on the money. And it's an 11-point Orlando lead.
Boy, don't you love to see Aaron Gordon make these kinds of decisions. This guy is fully capable of recognizing open teammates.
Porzingis, solid play in the low block, and that one's good. Porzingis has got 6 here in this quarter.
Defensively, this is what you know. He's coming off a hot game and looking to keep it rolling.
Well, you want to slow this man's roll right now if you're the defense, because you've got to make somebody else beat you. He's cooking right now.
That one falls. Jay's got 39.
Isaiah, tell you what, his accuracy has been the story of this game.
No doubt. I mean, he's doing his best to guide his team to victory. Superb job shooting the ball in this final period.
New York calls timeout. They're down by 11. There's 1:54 left to play here in the 4th. And now we get the chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Jay.
And what an amazing ball game we've seen from him. It's been a one-man show worth the price of admission all by itself. There wasn't anything he couldn't do on that court tonight.
He sure has given this crowd a treat tonight. This kind of performance only cements his status as a fan favorite. Burke finds Porzingis. Gordon with the defensive effort.
That's just superb interior defense, not allowing him a free run to the rim.
Here's Jay, and 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. And straight isolation basketball, Doris, something we used to see a lot more. But for a guy like James Harden or Steph Curry, that's still a very viable option.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. I mean, if you've got the likes of LeBron James or Kevin Durant or Chris Paul, guys who are able to create their own offense, to me, you want to take advantage of that skill set. It's about what your personnel strengths are. So can you surround a great creator with the shooters necessary? Because if you do, all of a sudden as a defense, there's a price to pay if you're going to help off, right? Because somewhere, some way, the best offensive talent is going to showcase its skill.
Here's Knox, who's guarded by Fournier, poked loose. Thomas with the ball. Pass to Jay. He kicks to Fournier. 1:03 left in the fourth quarter. The shot's good from Jay.
And so just rolling to the finish line now in what has been a very confident-looking performance for the Magic.
I think the attitude was very impressive. Definitely a competitive game, and they fought through it each step of the way.
Absolutely. They put on a tremendous performance in terms of the effort and intensity. This was a well-deserved win.
And so that moves their record to 11 wins on the year.
And as we get set to put this one to bed, a one-sided season series thus far, they've won 2 straight.
And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for Jay.
Boy, with all the work he did at the offensive end, it seemed to me to take a toll on the defenders. They could neither match his energy nor his intensity.
Here's what Orlando's going with right now. Jerebko's checked in for Aaron Gordon. Simmons comes in for Jonathan Isaac. Matthew Dellavedova has checked in for Fournier. Rajon Rondo subbed in for Isaiah Thomas. Fareed drops in the layup for 2.
How about the purpose with which he's crashing the backboards right now? Some hard-earned second chance points.
Jay, the pass to Dellavedova. And down it goes, jamming that one home.
Running up the score, showing no mercy.
At this point, they're completely overwhelming them. The opposition looks totally defeated.
And so it's Orlando taking this one by a big margin. They poured it on tonight, dominant showing in front of a crowd that loved every minute of it.
And, you know, this game could really be a defining one for what they can do when they are playing at their best. I mean, being here at home no doubt helps, and the execution was flawless.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, and the rest of our terrific crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. So long, everyone.
First the fat boys break up, then Bow Wow retires, and now y'all disrespecting the king. I come through there with claiming they doing dirt and get to just disinfecting the scene. I'm what you call the epitomizer of getting dark. I will spit a geyser that'll get these guys on the charts to fit a liger of bars. I'm feeling like the dino.
Good pass. Good win, fellas.
Woo.
Welcome back, guys. I'm Sol.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
With the season kicking into high gear, glad to have you with us. Ernie Johnson. Got the Shaq here. Got Kenny the Jet here. Tonight, it'll be the Sacramento Kings up against the Magic in Orlando. Checking out the Magic, 6 wins in their last 10 games. They'd like to play even better. Tonight, a chance to add to their win total.
Like we ain't never ever go hard for this. They don't let us in, we both guard.
Come and join us for Trading Card Day. The first 10,000 fans from the arena will receive a trading card.
They talking about practice.
And get them signed by Scum the Magic Dragon and the Magic.
The skyline of Orlando seen here during a gorgeous sunset. Quite a backdrop for our broadcast tonight. Live from Orlando, 2K Sports proudly brings you the Magic at Amway Center. I'm Kevin Harlan, joined by Chris Webber and Greg Anthony. David Aldridge is our sideline reporter. And right now for the Kings, they'd like to start this road trip off on a positive note. Still early in the season, but the front office and coaching staff likes what they are seeing from this team so far. Better winning percentage than last year.
And checking out Sacramento, they're one of the NBA's early season success stories. They've made an immediate push toward the top of the standings.
Greg, I wish I could say I saw this coming, but I had no idea. They put it together so early. Tremendous job by the coaching staff.
Let's take a look at our starters for Sacramento. Fox is at the point with Hield next to him at the 2. Down low, it's Bagley and Cauley-Stein. And it's Bogdanovich in at the 3. Boy, Chris, how much fun is it to have basketball back? Talk about some of the things you personally look for early in a season.
Oh, man, what I personally look for in the beginning of the season is how guys develop. And a lot of that is body language. You know, are you putting your head down and dropping your head after a shot? Are you not running back on defense after a turnover? These are all little things that show what you're thinking about. You know, I just kind of check out the development, but again, the body language. Is a guy playing hard through his frustration? Is a guy giving his coach eye contact in the huddle? Is he being a great teammate by encouraging guys? I'm passing to an open player for a better shot. And so those are the things that I look at. And then again, with the pace being at an all-time high, I think now is a new golden era of basketball where you can have so much more fun because you are no longer held to rules of not getting out at the shot clock, not getting on the fast break. Coaches are now encouraging this style, so the game to me is a lot more fun. So hopefully as a rookie you come in and you embrace this and just let it fly.
And plenty of contact on the shot, so 2 free throws coming up.
Well, the Kings, they're trying to draft high-character players from winning programs. I mean, that's a good blueprint for their turnaround.
The Magic shooting their first free throws of the game. And the Kings, a team bedeviled in the past by chemistry concerns and C-Web diverging priorities. This young group feels, to me, different.
Well, yeah, I mean, hopefully it is a change. They seem to root for each other, and that's something to build on. I mean, I think they have good camaraderie in the locker room, but they're going to have to prove it every night out there. But these young kids are going to be fun to watch if they just go out there, try to get better every day and have fun.
Now, here's Fox. After the miss from Jay, Fox passes to Hield. And it's Bagley in the corner. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Three-pointer, Hield. Rebounded by Jay.
They're 1 of 4 here to start, looking to get into a flow offensively.
That's basket number 2 with his 3rd shot off to a fast 2 for 3.
Yeah, good awareness there. He sees an opening and doesn't hesitate.
Well, that opening right there, that's just because the defense failed to rotate.
Now, here's Bogdanovich. He's coming off a 16-point game against Minnesota. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. Greg, as we know, Buddy Hield, a Wooden Award winner in Oklahoma.
I mean, he grew from nothing, his words, in the Bahamas. And his first hoop, a crate he nailed to some plywood. Couldn't even afford the nails. Had to find those. So from there to here, what an incredible journey.
Here's what Orlando's going with right now. Bamba comes in for Isaac, and Evan Fournier subbed in for Simmons. Here's Fox. He's coming off a 16-point game against Minnesota.
And he passed the ball so well in that game, keeping everybody involved, even as he was racking up all those points.
Healed outside. Back to Fox. Just 5 to shoot. Over Thomas. No good off the back of the rim. Magic leading by 6. Here's Jay. Here's Bamba. And he banks in the layup. Bamba's got his first 2 points.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
Giles kicks to Bogdanovich. And Gordon over to help. Bogdanovich, no luck.
Just the presence of the D in the lane is enough to make him short-arm that layup.
And the shot goes in.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
So the Kings call timeout. They're first, coming off that loss against the Timberwolves.
Yeah, that was more than just a tough loss. That was a complete embarrassment.
Well, Greg, what amazed me was they could sustain nothing on offense. They'd make a couple of buckets, then go right back into their shell.
For the Magic, Baldwin, he's checked in for Gordon. Rajon Rondo is subbed in for Thomas. Sacramento also making some changes. Caspi, he's checked in for Bagley. Chris Middleton comes in for Bogdanovich. And Dwayne Wade subbed in for Heel. Now, here's Fox. He's still scoreless so far in this one. And now Orlando on the break. Rondo with the ball. They get the rebound. Jay, the pass to Rondo. Tries again. Bucket is good. Jay's got 12 points in the game.
And you can't help but pick their defense apart. They're completely in disarray.
Fox against Rondo. Fox kicks to Caspi. Now here's Wade. Tight defense on him. And the basket good. A bank shot that time.
Wade has always been a gifted mid-range scorer. I mean, his jumper, extremely consistent.
Now the pass to Rondo. 2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. To the middle. The shot's good from Jay. He's got 14.
Something lit a fire under him this quarter. Their lead safe as long as he's on the floor.
Got a piece of it. Unloads from 13. Here's Giles. Drops in the layup for 2. Giles has got his first points of the night.
Just a grinder. Always doing the dirty work on the offensive glass. And that's one of the things he brings to the table.
The first quarter concludes in a double-digit lead on the scoreboard. It's the Magic up by 10. And don't go away. We'll be back with the action for the start of the second quarter in just a moment.
And they know.
Dwayne Wade talked about the potential of this team as well.
If we understand our potential.
That's the veteran mindset of play. So a new group on the floor for Orlando. A big group substitution here for Sacramento. Harry Giles is checked in for Davis. Bagley comes in for Caspi. Bogdanovich, he's checked in for Chris Middleton. And Heald subbed in for Dwayne Wade. On the court for Sacramento. On the wings, Heald and Bogdanovich. Bagley and Giles, both former Blue Devils, are the 4 and the 5. And it's Fox in at the point.
Aggressive move to the bucket, and the D is ready for it.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, Jay in that last matchup against the Knicks was outstanding. He ended up with 47 points and was very efficient on offense. He picked his spots on when to keep the ball moving or to shoot. He put up great numbers in a terrific effort. It's not a game that anyone wanted to miss. And he'll be looking for a repeat performance tonight, Kevin.
Thanks, David. It was a performance that not many players are capable of.
I know I won't forget it for a while. And you have to think he'll keep it rolling here tonight. When you're that hot, it takes a while to cool down.
Yeah, he was special. But the biggest challenge for him tonight is that the defense will be ready for him. They saw what he did in the last game, just like the rest of us.
The Kings making a switch here. Wade's checked in, and the turnover again by Sacramento.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
So the Magic, their last game, a win against the Knicks. Jay, the pass to Gordon. Orlando moving the ball around. And there it is for him. Jay's got 5 points now in the quarter.
I love his shot selection today. He set the bar for the rest of the team.
Now a timeout called by Sacramento. Without question, Jay displaying his skills today.
He's been a force inside. If they don't commit more bodies down low, he's going to keep destroying them in the paint.
And to look now at the 4 areas where shots can come from. The paint, mid-range, and shots from deep, all broken down for Sacramento.
And the three-point shot above the break has become a popular shot in the league, but not for them tonight. They're passing that one up and just trying to get their offense from closer to the hoop.
And he finishes it off with a one-handed jam.
And beginning to pull away. Really effective play calling halfway through this one.
Well, they figured out what's working, and that's what they're going to keep hammering on.
Now, here's Wade. He's got 5. And no good. The dry spell continuing for him. 4 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Jay, again, the Magic score.
The tenacity, the attention to detail, it's why these guys are in complete control.
Well, they continue to extend the lead. Terrific play on both ends of the court.
Thomas against Hield. And it's Wade in the corner. Jacks up a 3. And the last second attempt does not go in for him. And so it's Orlando, finishing the quarter up by a whopping 24 points. Their defense has been active and effective. Back to the action after this word. Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. It's been one outstanding game from Jay.
And through the first 2 quarters, he was extremely aggressive, picked up a number of steals.
Oh, well, you take some chances. Sometimes you can get burned, but you hope more often than not that you can be a catalyst for your team.
Thomas and Simmons teaming up in the backcourt. Jay out there with Aaron Gordon, and it's Isaac in at the small forward position. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Magic. The back-to-the-basket scoring obviously more uncommon these days than it was in the past. Can we even say now with any kind of certainty, Chris, who has the best hook shot in the game?
The best hook shot in the game by far, still belongs to Tony Parker. No, he is not a big man, but he did lead the league in paint scoring when he was in his prime. Now a little bit older, he can still get to it. When Tony Parker gets in that paint, Kevin, he has the best jump hook. When I played in the game, the only guy that I respected their jump hook as much as mine was his jump hook because he would float it over bigs so easy.
No kidding.
Oh, no kidding, Kev. He still has the best jump hook floater in the game. That's right, that man Tony Parker.
Here's Fox. After the made shot from Jay, Bagley kicks to Hield. From outside the arc, drills it from outside. Hield's got 5 points so far.
I love seeing Hill shoot the 3-ball. He's a high percentage scorer from there, firing with ease.
Passes to Jay. Cauley-Stein grabs the board. Cauley-Stein's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Pass to Fox. Back to Hield. 6 on the shot clock. Over Thomas. And that's good for 2. That's 7 points for Buddy Hield. And now the first timeout called here for the Magic. Buddy Hield grew up in a tough area in the Bahamas. Didn't have a lot of things the rest of us all take for granted.
Yeah, he slept in a room with all 6 of his siblings. At the crack of dawn, he'd tiptoe over them. I mean, think about this. To make sure he got to school on time, he had to be the first in his kitchen to boil water for his bath. I mean, what a story. Shows you where he came from, but also shows you what he's about.
Catching up on the changes for Orlando. Bamba is checked in for Gordon. Evan Fournier comes in for Jonathan Isaac. Baldwin, he's checked in for Simmons. Rajon Rondo is subbed in for Isaiah Thomas. Orlando shooting their 4th shot at the foul line here. That free throw good from Jay. Here's Middleton. They've been leaning on him for a decent chunk of their offense. He's averaging over 15 points a game. A pass to Fox. Kicks it to Cauley-Stein. That's tipped. 6 on the shot clock. And so it looks like the Kings will retain possession here. So it's Sacramento now. 4 on the shot clock. Here is Caspi. He's guarded by Fournier. It's tipped. Not quite 2.5 minutes played here in the second half. Jay, the pass to Fournier, and the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
Oh, you can't lay that pass in there any better.
Middleton with it. Outside, Davis. He kicks it to Cauley-Stein. The pass to Fox. The tray. Cans it from downtown. Fox has got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball.
You got to love the decision-making from Willie Cauley-Stein. I mean, aware he must keep improving as a passer.
And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing. And there's the foul that goes against Sacramento. Orlando shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
And as a team, really just middle of the pack in terms of their percentage from the line at about 76.
Giles checked in for Sacramento. Wade comes in for Fox. Wade finds Caspi. Back to Wade. Got a hand on it.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up. The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Here's Giles. Got a piece of it, and he's able to get it back. Here's Jay, and it's good coming on the assist by Rajon Rondo. Rondo's got 4 assists in the game. And so it's Wade. He'll bring it up for Sacramento. Passes it to Giles. Shot clock at 5. Fournier pulls it down. Orlando, they've gone 5 of 6 so far from the field in the second half.
Ooh! That's how you attack. Wow.
Attack the rim, baby. Move out the way.
That instant replay brought to you by Under Armour Hover Havoc, giving us a chance to relive the unleashing of chaos that time. Here's Wade after the Magic pick up 2. Here's Caspi. Here's Giles. And good work on the boards. They pick up the second chance points.
Love the grit on the offensive glass. Those are just effort points.
And it drops once again. The bucket from Jay. Jay's got 13 points now in the quarter. Sacramento's gone into the three-point range 4 times since halftime and buried 2 of them. And Middleton kicks to Giles. 7-second difference, shot and game clock. Knocked away. And it's Wade penetrating. Fades. And again, it's Sacramento converting.
Wade isn't rattling in these situations. Even when the shot clock is close to expiring, he finds ways to score.
Here's Jay. Off target from the wing. And at the end of the third quarter, a huge lead in this one may already have been decided. Orlando out in front, delivering the blowout. 2K Sports, back in a moment from the Amway Center. Here now a chance to show you our assist of the game, and it's presented as always by State Farm.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
Yeah, he put it on the platter, and it was served cold. Now, I love the poise, the decisiveness. This is how you run an offense.
And there have been two very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the fourth quarter. On the court for Sacramento, we've got Hood. Bielitsa is out there with Davis. Then there's Dwayne Wade. And it's Farrell in at the 1 spot. And for Sacramento, they're shooting poorly, just 35% so far. Now, here's Wade. Pass to Farrell. Outside Hood. Launches a 3. And he's good on the 3 ball.
And you can see there the defender gets caught up on the pick.
Team ball. Great execution on offense. Everyone working together. You wish you could have that on every play. Oh, that's a brutal giveaway. A pass to no man's land.
Fields checked in for Dwayne Wade. And Jay gets the whistle that time. That's foul number 2 for him. When you look at the amount of threes Chris being taken now, do you think the league as a whole is too dependent upon perimeter offense?
I don't think so. If you look at Golden State, we all tend to think that they've shot the most threes last year. It actually was Houston.
Right.
And when you look at how Golden State does not just settle for threes, Kevin, but they can shoot them at any time. And maybe the best three-point shooter in the history of the NBA, Curry, will lay a difficult layup over the top of your head just as quick as he'll shoot a tough 3 from 45 feet. That's what it seems like, but the good teams like a Golden State make you feel like they're shooting a lot of threes, but actually play with a balanced game. Those that try to copycat and just shoot threes, I don't think they've won a championship yet. So I think it's about having that balance, and maybe the league overall is shooting too.
Big group substitution here for Sacramento. Cauley Stein, he's checked in for Deontay Davis. Bagley comes in for Bielitsa. Bogdanovich, he's checked in for Rodney Hood. And Middleton subbed in for Yogi Ferrell. C-Webb, when you look at how basketball is taught at early levels for these kids, middle school and then high school, anything there that you would change?
Yes, I would change to developing all players and taking away positions.
Interesting.
When you are young and you're in, let's say, 3rd grade and you're the tallest player on the team, and I make you a center and I pull you to one end and I only show you how to make layups. I don't show you how to shoot threes or to dribble. I'm assuming that your body is always going to stay the same. And I believe that coaches should teach great skill set, shooting, passing, dribbling. And when you do that, a player can then become the full player they're intended to be, instead of teaching incrementally where a player may get stuck and identified as this type of player his whole time. I think that really what you need to do is teach full skill sets and allow players to develop. Just think if someone would have said, Kevin Durant, you can only shoot layups. We wouldn't be able to see the true unicorn that he is.
Wonderful thought. Here's Jay from out on the wing. He knocks it down. Jay's got 38 points.
And every move he makes looks like the right one at this point.
Well, he's extremely accurate here, coming down the stretch, trying to see if he can close this one out.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Magic.
Their shot blocking turned out to give them a big advantage in this game.
Yeah, excellent defense around the rim there, Kevin. They were disciplined and focused.
And it'll advance their win total up to 12 on the season.
And so they win their first game against this squad. It's a 2-game season series, and they'll be going for the sweep the next time they face off.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Jay.
There wasn't much they could do to slow him down, as he was converting every good chance he got.
Basket counts. Jay's got 42 in the game.
And leaving nothing to chance here on this game-clinching run.
Yeah, that offense shifted into high gear. I love the attack mindset.
Healed the pass to Cauley Stein. And Jay gets the whistle that time. That will get him his 4th foul of the game. And Orlando making a change here. Rondo's checked in. 36 seconds left in the 4th quarter. And Middleton kicks to Bagley. 6 to shoot. Sacramento needs to get off a shot from deep three-point range, and they force the shot clock violation. Great D. And it's the Magic with the ball. And so the Magic can now just hold on to the ball. Jerebko, the pass to Fournier to the inside. The shot's good from James.
And giving the fans what they came to see, a spirited performance.
Yeah, with a double-digit lead at this point, they can pretty much mark this one up in the win column.
Here's Farrell. And so it's Orlando taking this one by a big margin. And the outcome of this one was never in doubt.
And boy, they really put in a supreme effort. It just felt like once they had that lead and it was comfortable, they were not going to relinquish it.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Chris Webber, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. See you later.
Like a stir fry. In the kitchen, wrist twisted like a
Good pass. Good win, fellas.
People are really working their way through the reward trees for guys like Pink Diamond Tim Duncan and the
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Welcome to 2K Sports, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson, sitting alongside the Big Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal, and the prop plane, Kenny Smith. Tonight, it's the Orlando Magic as they'll be playing against the Brooklyn Nets. Checking out Brooklyn, they're slogging through 4 straight losses coming into tonight's game, looking for answers, looking for a win.
Make sure you pick up your official NBA program. Get your player stats, find schedules, and read interviews with NBA players. Just a reminder, folks, to make certain to be here.
A spectacular sight as we approach our broadcast location in downtown Orlando through the air.
Now I got it like they gave it to me.
We're live, the home of the Magic, the Amway Center in beautiful Orlando, Florida. Well, before you look ahead to your busy week, sit down, relax, pull up a chair as we bring you another NBA broadcast. And thanks for sharing part of your weekend with us. Kevin Harlan here with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, and we'll have David Aldridge filling us in from the sideline. The Magic again playing host, continuing their homestand in this one. Guys, what a terrific start to the season. They've really been getting it done early.
And seeing where the Magic are, yeah, here's a team that some people doubted coming into the season. Obviously heard all the chatter, banded together, and now they've strung together some great wins.
And you know what? They've been on fire to start the year, so they deserve a lot of credit. We'll see if they can continue to rack up the wins going forward.
So the Nets starting 5. Russell and Crabbe are in the backcourt together. Then there's Allen. Then it's Damari Carroll. And it's Poole in at the 4 slot. Early on in the season, some players locked and loaded, others trying to find their groove. Clark, did you tend to be a fast starter, or did it take you some time to get a flow for your game as a season starter?
You know, Kevin, in my relatively short career, I experienced both. My rookie season, I started a little slow. I was in really good shape, knew I was going to play a lot, but it took a minute for me to find my traction. I started fast in my third year because I had been around the block a couple of times. I knew what my off-season needed to be like, and I had gotten off to a terrific start in my third and fourth year. And then the injury happened, and that was it. But I experienced both.
Allen passes to Poole. Back to Allen. Second chance shot, and the layup is good.
Yeah, good awareness there. He sees an opening and doesn't hesitate.
Boy, it's a thing of beauty watching him attack the defense like that. I mean, they wanted no part of him on that layup.
They get it back. Magic moving the ball around. Good.
Boy, I like how Gordon dishes the ball. When his teammates are open, he finds them on time and on target.
Brooklyn's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, Kenny Atkinson did give me a few minutes to catch up with him. He said the big thing is we cannot play hero ball. We've got to be unselfish and trust our offense. We'll see if they can turn the tables around and even up this season series, Kevin. Back to you.
That's great, David. Thanks. They've got their hands full against a team that plays such tough D's.
And that's why you got to be flexible in terms of your game plan, particularly on the offensive end. They might have to try a few different approaches till they find one that works.
For sure. I mean, they have to be ready to adapt. The only way to break down this defense is to show them a lot of different looks.
And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Russell.
And with the break in the action, let's look at the stats for D'Angelo Russell. He's averaging about 19 points per, 4 assists and 4 rebounds. And I think he's got to be pretty pleased with his output. And you know he's always looking to push himself.
Yeah, you know, really solid numbers across the board here, Greg. I mean, he contributes in a multitude of ways for this club.
For Brooklyn, they've gone 3 of 7 from the field since we've gotten underway. And Jay gets the whistle that time. Now, here's Napier. He's coming off a 13-point game against Houston. And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. And so in the game for the Magic, Bamba is out there with Jay. Then it's Evan Fournier. And it's Rajon Rondo. And it's Baldwin in at the 2. And it's Napier missing.
That's what they want. A good look from the mid-range game. Hey, but unfortunately, they came up empty.
Here's Jay, the good-looking shot from the wing. Jay's got the first points up on the board here in the second quarter for Orlando. Now, here's Napier. He's covered by Rondo. Carroll against Fournier. 5 to shoot. And Bamba pulls it down. Bamba's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Fournier, and it falls over the rim and in. Fournier's got 10.
From the mid-range area, Fournier, very, very gifted. As a pure shooter, he's as good as we have in the league.
Stolen by Bamba. We're about a minute and a half into the second quarter now. Here's Jay. LeVert grabs the miss.
And low percentage look on that one. Not sure what he was thinking.
I agree with you. Not a good shot, not good offense. They can get a much better look than that, but they're going to need to be patient to do so.
Yeah, you got to respect the awareness level of Rondo. When his teammates have a clean look at the basket, the ball gets there without hesitation.
Now, here's Napier. And right now he's averaging about 7 points a game. Stolen away. 4 on 3 as they bring it up. Here's LeVert. Good, and it's Napier with the assist that time.
And, you know, the mid-range, Jay, continuing to look better over time for LeVert, showing real improvement in knocking that shot down.
And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot. And, guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for the Magic?
They've been making some really nice passes out there. Excellent passing. That could set the tone for the rest of the game.
Yeah, and one thing, Clark, I've noticed is how quick their hands have been tonight. Thanks to that, they've gotten a lot of points off of turnover.
Matthew Dellavedova has checked in for the Magic. Derrick Rose has checked in for the Nets. Now here's Carroll. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. He dishes it to Rose. 4 on the clock. From deep 3-point range, and it's Napier missing. Magic leading by 8. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, Jay in that last matchup against the Kings got the job done. He ended up with 44 points and caused real problems for shooters with his shot blocking. The numbers in that game make me anxious to see what he can do tonight. Kevin?
David, appreciate the report. He was a one-man show in that game.
And, you know, it'll be interesting to see how much that took out of him. I mean, he'll have a hard time putting up anything even close to those numbers here tonight.
Well, Greg, you know where I'm going. He was a stat sheet stuffer in that game. Did a little bit of everything and did it all well.
Here's LeVert after the made shot from Jay. And it's LeVert missing. There's 1:38 left to play in the first half. Out to the right wing. Releases from 15. And the shot is long.
Man, right play, wrong result on that one. Generally, you knock those down.
Not much else you can do there. I mean, that's what you want. Too bad they weren't able to finish it off.
There's the pass to Bamba. And that basket pushes the lead to double digits. And the Magic lead by 10.
Loving the toughness there from Bamba. Just needs to keep proving that he's not to be messed with.
And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn. Without question, Jay displaying his skills today.
And he's just attacking the rim with force here. They need to try and deny him the ball in the paint to keep him away from the basket.
Catching up on the changes for Orlando. Aaron Gordon, he's checking in for Bamba. Jonathan Isaac comes in for Fournier. Jonathan Simmons is checked in for Matthew Dellavedova. And it's Isaiah Thomas in for Rajon Rondo. Now here's Allen. 11 points for him in that last game against Houston.
Kudos to him for his energy, especially on the glass where he was an absolute beast.
And so here's Orlando, following the miss by Derrick Rose. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
And for a near 7-footer, Isaac is remarkably agile. I mean, he's gazelle-like with his agility, solid at knifing inside, and does a good job driving to the goal.
Nets trail by 12. There's 31 seconds left in the first half of the game. Pass to Crabbe. Tries again. And it's Orlando with the rebound. Jay's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Isaac passes to Gordon. He gets it in there.
The inside is where Gordon is really most comfortable and effective. Very few defenders can get to a shot given how high he gets up on it.
To the middle. Here's Carroll. That's tipped. And so it's Orlando with a 14-point lead as we bring the quarter to a close. They've had such great ball. And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. It's been one outstanding game from Jay.
And through the first 2 quarters, he was extremely aggressive, picked up a number of steals.
Yeah, a real game changer in that regard, too. I mean, his activity was great. Excelled at finding ways to come up with those steals.
So for Brooklyn now, Crabbe teams with Carroll on the perimeter. Then it's Russell. Then there's Allen. And it's Poole in at the 4. It always seems like great teams find the best glue guys, the guys that make them a team. Who are some of those players who just bring a team everything and bring it together?
I call those guys value utility guys because they do so much that helps you win, and things just seem to run better and go smoother when they're on the court. And there are a lot of them that fall into that category. They're not your primary stars, but they make the stars better. Robert Covington from Philadelphia has that ability because he shoots it well and defends multiple positions. And Draymond Green is probably at the head of the class.
By the way, you're our glue guy. You're a 2K.
Glad to be part of the team.
Pass to Crabbe. It's rebounded by Jay. Orlando leading by 17 from 20 feet out. And it's Russell with the rebound. The Nets have gone 1 of 3 since starting the second half. Swiped away. Here's Jay, and that one is stuffed right through.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
That's exactly the way to do it, too, Kevin. Go hard to the bucket and don't let them set up the defense.
Here's Allen. That one falls through. It's his 6th make from the floor this game, now 6 for 10.
Just a positive force right now for these guys, and though his team has fallen a bit short, it's not because of him.
Now a timeout called by Orlando. And Allen Crabbe, a strong shooter from outside, but he can still be a bit streaky, Greg, at times.
Yeah, I mean, he'll joke with himself that when he's off, he plays like Allen, but when he's on, he's playing like AC. I mean, uses that Jekyll and Hyde motivation to make sure he stays aggressive on offense. The team and coaching staff are in on it as well, as they know a hot Crabbe is a handful to deal with.
Here's Russell. It's deflected. Here's Jay. Kicks it out to Gordon. Good ball movement here by the Magic. Thomas passes to Jay. Can't cash in on the 10-foot jumper. Nets trail by 19. And here is Crabbe. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 8 points a game. Thomas against Russell. Over Gordon. And that one comes up a bit short. The Magic leading by 19 points. Here's Jay, and there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2. And Brooklyn called for the foul. The Magic have hit all 4 of their chances so far in this one.
And I think this is a strength of this team. Solid numbers at the line across the board, 77% collectively.
And comparing to the numbers of last season, they've made a bit of improvement, so that's some positive momentum they can look to build on.
Here's what Orlando's going with right now. Bamba is checked in for Urebko. Evan Fournier comes in for Simmons, and Baldwin subbed in for Thomas. Left side, Gordon. The Magic again can't hit. And it's Harris with the ball for the Brooklyn Nets. And after this one, they're home against Minnesota. That game will be a quick pit stop before hitting the road again. Here's Jay. The jumper's good from inside 6 feet. Jay's got 10 points now just in this quarter.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Harris outside. Out to Russell. 6 on the shot clock. Over Gordon. And he knocks down the jumper.
Man, what a nice read, boy. Exquisite, perfect timing by D'Angelo off the pick and roll.
Here's Jay. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. For Orlando, they have shot 5 of 6 at the foul line tonight. Rajon Rondo is checked in for Aaron Gordon. He hits both from the stripe. And the Nets with possession here. 1:14 left in the third. Rose kicks to Allen. Here's LeVert. Looking at his numbers, he averages a bit over 9 points a game. Allen, that's good. Allen's got 15.
And he is really in a zone right now, playing and scoring with confidence.
Jay, the pass to Baldwin. Here's Rondo to the inside. And the basket is in from Jay. Jay's got 14 points here in the second half.
There's a nuance to the passing skill of Rondo. He just is able to whip that ball around to the open man.
Now here's Rose. He's covered closely. Here's LeVert. And that one is off. And Orlando will come the other way. Passes it to Jay. Shot, high post. Carroll with the rebound. A difficult situation to be sure for Brooklyn. Left side, Rose. Over to the wing. Napier kicks to Allen. from deep. Rose, and no good on the last second attempt this time. And so it's Orlando cruising into the quarter break with a 22-point lead. From the field, they have been outstanding, amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. We come back right after this. Now let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by State Farm.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Yeah, and with the accuracy to go along with that vision. I mean, he put the ball in the absolute perfect spot. That's how you orchestrate it.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. Jonathan Isaac is out there with Bamba. Then it's Matthew Dellavedova. That's Rajon Rondo. And it's Jay in at the 5, roaming the paint. That's who's out there for Orlando.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
Man, it's so good to see how Dellavedova plays to his strengths, guys. I mean, specifically how he finds the open man. Nice.
Now a timeout called by Brooklyn. Clark, we know you were a great athlete. Would you have enjoyed playing at the pace we're seeing in today's NBA style?
I hope I could have played in today's game. Again, I was not an uber athletic guy. Athletic enough to get things done on the court. Was a skilled basketball player more than a great athlete. So the athleticism of today might have challenged me a bit. But I still think I could have played and been effective in today's game.
I agree. Here's what Orlando's going with right now. Simmons comes in for Matthew Dellavedova, and Thomas subbed in for Rajon Rondo. Clark, fast break fundamentals, center the ball, run 2 wings on each side, have another guy set up from outside, last guy trailing. We don't see that much convention.
No, we don't, Kevin, and I'm chuckling because I know it grinds the gears of a lot of basketball purists, mine included. I really don't like to see guys fan out to the 3 when the layup is readily available. It's part and parcel of how it's played now, but I think there's a balance. I think you should still be running for layups and use the 3 in transition, maybe in a delayed fashion versus the primary break fashion.
We see a lot of turnovers, too, a lot of missed opportunities on the break these days.
Yeah, great point, Kevin. You're right. Guys trying to get that ball out to the 3 instead of taking the easy layup opportunity. Agree with you 100% there.
There's the pass to Jay, and it's good for 2. Jay's got 31 points.
Just increasing their advantage, and right now they're in a zone on both ends.
Yeah, you know, it's got to be terribly deflating for the opposition. Boy, they look helpless, really getting beat up physically and emotionally.
Rose looking around over Thomas. Rose, good.
Yeah, that's exactly how you want to utilize Rose at the point guard position. Run him off screens all night long.
Jay, and there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul, shot misses. He'll be shooting 2. And Brooklyn called for the foul. And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for the Magic.
Guys, the passing we've seen from them has been tremendous. Very unselfish.
Yeah, but also they haven't missed a beat in terms of their fast break game. That's been equally as effective all night long.
The Magic making a switch here. Yarebko's checked in. Here's Jay. That one, no good. And Brooklyn will come the other way. Here's Musa. He's covered by Isaac. Pass to Lemon. Mark, you played for a small market team in Indianapolis, so difficult now for them to retain all-star level talent, or so it would seem.
Yeah, that's always been the case, Kevin, and I don't think that's changed much. You know, KD goes from Oklahoma City to the Bay Area. Kyrie Irving and Gordon Hayward go from small markets to Boston, although Kyrie was traded. Gordon Hayward was signed as a free agent. I think it's just one of those inherent issues that will continue to be a challenge for some of the small market teams. That's why the draft and developing drafted players for those teams is so critically important.
Here's Karuch. It's deflected. 2 minutes, less than 2 minutes remaining in the quarter. Here's Jay. There's the killer two-handed slam.
Yes, you do. That pass on point on time. Thomas good at putting his teammates in the position to score.
Net shooting a low 30% mark from the field. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Here's Lemon. He's guarded by Thomas. Lemon, the pass to Battle. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Clearly a foul.
Yeah, he took a shot there, earned those free throws.
He's off on the first for the Magic. Baldwin, he's checked in for Simmons, and it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Isaiah Thomas. Clark, if you were a general manager, and I think you'd make an outstanding one, during the pre-draft process in particular, a player has declined to work out for you. Would you still consider drafting him?
Yeah, I would consider it. And again, there would be some extenuating circumstances. Why has he declined? What have we seen? Obviously, I'm hopeful that my scouting staff has taken a look at him, and I've seen the kid up close and in person and done my due diligence, so I've got a comfort level with who he is and what he can become. But I don't think the declining of a workout is enough reason to just dismiss a prospect that you like.
Brooklyn with the ball.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout, big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for the Magic.
A few times this season, turnovers have cost him, but they really kept the ball under control.
They were both focused and relentless.
And this will be a big win for them. Lucky win number 13 now in the bag.
And they're going to take the second game between these two clubs, just like they took the first. This will put them up 2-0 with 2 left to play in the season series against Brooklyn.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Jay.
Boy, I liked how he mixed it up on the glass. Wasn't afraid to get in there and do the dirty work. Showed some real grit and toughness tonight.
Pass to Karuch. 24 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. And Harris wide open. He shoots. His three-pointer's off the mark. And it's Orlando's ball. They're on a 16-5 run here. Passes it to Jay. Dishes it to Urepko. Here's Jay. No good from 11 feet. And so it's Orlando taking this one by a big margin. It was a tale of two teams tonight, one that was in total control, operating flawlessly, and the other just searching for answers that they could never find.
I mean, the energy here is just so tremendous. Fans involved from the get-go, and once they started to really pour it on, it was fun to see that rhythm and flow from their perspective.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our terrific 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. And we'll see you next time.
I can't fight the demons. I make a kiss again. Little broker knows if my had a staring contest with the devil he blink. My ex boom shakalaka. Oh, eyes on me, I see you watching. Oh, we do what we want to. Oh, this is what we come to. Oh, we on it. Oh, yeah. We on it. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so my old coach used to tell me about these sandwiches, and man, I feel like I could go for one of those right now, you know what I'm saying? Oh, I'm sore.
Hey, AI. Guys in the studio have a few questions for you.
Oh, cool.
Right this way.
Thanks, Charlie.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hey, Shaq here. As a team, you controlled the pace tonight, seized the advantage, never really let them back in it. What was your collective mindset while trying to protect that lead?
Well, we wanted to make sure we kept the work rate really high, you know. We didn't allow ourselves to feel comfortable. Closing out games in the NBA, man, it's never easy. As soon as you take your foot off the pedal, that lead disappears. So credit to our guys for staying focused and not letting that happen. Thanks, man. See ya.
So, Blake, we've got 16 players in and 16 more spots to fill. What types of players do you see filling in the remaining 16 spots?
The 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, everybody. Ernie Johnson here. Shaq's here. Kenny's here. Welcome to this edition of 2K Sports. Tonight, it's the Orlando Magic as they'll be playing against the Toronto Raptors. For the Raptors, they come in off the loss to the Cavaliers at Quicken Loans Arena. Now, this is a grudge match. They lost in the conference finals against this squad last season. It could get chippy.
Fans, don't forget to come out to the game for Calendar Day. What better way to pass the year than with pictures of your favorite mascots, Stuff the Magic Dragon and the Magic Dancers. Fans, don't forget about our bobblehead giveaway day.
The skyline of Orlando seen here during a gorgeous sunset. Quite a backdrop for our broadcast tonight. Hi, everyone. We're coming to you live on 2K Sports, bringing you the NBA. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and David Aldridge is joining us from the sideline. We are nearly ready for the tip-off, but first, let's hear from our very own David Aldridge. DA, it's all yours.
Well, guys, for decades, we have seen elite big men dominate in the paint, but with more and more threes, they now have to cover a lot more ground defensively. So a few executives think the center position may undergo some downsizing in the years to come. Kevin?
Foot speed at a premium. David, as always, thank you. Smitty, great defensive matchup here tonight. Two teams that do a great job of communicating on the floor.
And it's so important now, Kevin. You said it best, communicating. Now teams switch so much. I mean, 1 through 5, they're switching. And if you have that one weak link who doesn't speak and don't communicate and he missed that assignment, it could be a layup or a wide open three. You got to value each possession now.
Got to be able to talk out there, right, and alert your teammates what's going on.
Kevin, we have a lot of talkers, and then we have a lot of guys that don't say much.
Let's check out Toronto's starting lineup. Leonard and Ibaka are the forward pairing. Then there's Lowry. Then there's Jonas Valanciunas. Here's Jay. Drops one in from the wing. Jay's got his second bucket of the game to go.
Sharing the basketball. Plenty of guys talk about it, but not everyone does it.
Emerson, who's guarded by Fournier. Here's Leonard, and it's Leonard again missing. Passes it to Jay. Inside, Isaac, and he goes strong with the one-handed jam.
Yeah, and Isaac, he just makes dunking look easy. It has an incredible reach and quickly gets up off the floor to throw that one down.
Emerson, who's guarded by Fournier. To the left side wing. 6 to shoot. Kicks to Ibaka. Shoots over Fournier. Here's Valanciunas. And the dunk by Valanciunas.
The persistence of Valanciunas paying off in a big way on the glass. He is just a tremendously hard worker.
And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. It's on Jonas Valanciunas. Orlando shooting their initial free throws of the game right here.
And really, they haven't been able to differentiate themselves from the free throw line on the season at about 76%.
Steve, with Toronto being the lone team in Canada in the NBA, they represent a lot for the nation's basketball fans.
Canada has taken a big step forward in their basketball program. More high draft picks are Canadian, and more are on the way. The success, in my opinion, of the Raptors over the last several years has definitely had an impact on Canadian basketball.
Orlando moving the ball around. Such a wide open look. Fournier's got his first 3 points of the game.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Outside Leonard. He kicks it to Ibaka. And Jay gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game.
That's his first personal foul.
First quarter of ball, almost 2.5 minutes in. Here's Leonard. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot two. Now in the case of Kawhi Leonard, actions definitely, Steve, speak louder than words.
He's one of the most soft-spoken players in the game. Takes a humble, persistent approach to almost everything he does, and the results speak for themselves.
Raptors trail by 6. Lowry feeling it out a bit. Six on the shot clock. For the 3. It's good from long range. Lowry's got himself on the board with 3 there.
That pick and roll is where Kyle Lowry shines. The defense left with only bad choices.
And now the first timeout called here for the Magic. They're coming off that win against the Nets.
And I know the defense wasn't great, but yet and still their ability to stay composed was impressive.
When things come too easy, it's easy to lose focus. But they held each other accountable and played hard.
Catching up on the changes for Orlando. Bamba is checked in for Gordon. Jonathan Simmons comes in for Isaac. Baldwin, he's checked in.
In for the Raptors, Joe Emerson.
Toronto trailing, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade as the second quarter gets going. So for Toronto right now, they've got Harrell and it's Siakam in at the 4 spot. And out of bounds as the Raptors gain possession. He gets a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, Jay in that last matchup against the Nets played superb basketball. He had 41 points, and in addition to his scoring, he also finished with a season high in rebounds. The numbers in that game make me anxious to see what he can do tonight. Kevin?
Hey, David, thanks very much. He's one of those players who can do remarkable things on any given night, in any given game. That was a special game he played.
And it wasn't just the performance, guys, but really his preparation. He knew the right way to attack in every situation.
And that was the beauty of it. His ability to read and react to whatever they threw at him.
Right side, Leonard. The Raptors need to get a shot off. It's deflected, and he gets it back. Valanciunas, good. Second quarter of action, about 1.5 minutes played. Here's Jay, and there are the Magic with another bucket.
Once he's dialed in, helping to dictate the flow of this game.
And so Van Vliet will bring it up for the Raptors, trailing by 2. This, of course, their first opportunity to play Orlando this season.
And this is a team they battled in the conference finals last season, coming up short.
2 open that time, made it look too easy. Here are the Magic now. It's off to Utah for him after this game as they take on the Jazz. That's the first of 6 played on the road. They get it back. Left side Rondo. Pass to Isaac. Back to Rondo. Shot clock at 6. Here's Jay. No good on the shot, a bit long that time. The Raptors have gone 50% from the floor in the second quarter, 3 of 6. Knocked loose. And now Orlando on the break. Rondo's running, and the basket by Isaac.
Obviously, Rondo's main priority is to dish the rock. When you're open, he'll get it to you.
Toronto's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Van Vliet kicks to Valanciunas. Back to Van Vliet. Leonard looking over the floor. Shot clock at 5. Fires, high post. That one off the back iron and out.
Unfortunately for him, the defense is slow to react, but he couldn't make them pay.
Here's Bamba, and the dunk by Bamba.
And how about the 9'6" standing reach Bamba has? I mean, it's unguardable this close. Dunks it with such ease.
Van Vliet kicks to Valanciunas. Here's Van Vliet. He's covered by Rondo. Valanciunas passes to Leonard. The pass to Van Vliet. And again, no good by Toronto.
You know, and I'll tell you, he's got nothing here in the second quarter after just one made shot in the first.
And Fred Van Vliet, the Wichita State product, took some time getting into the NBA, but my goodness, is he a factor now for this team?
You know, I love the way Van Vliet can create space with his movement and getting into a defender. Great at reading a defense and finding the right play. He thinks several steps ahead of the play when he's on the floor.
Catching up on the changes for Orlando. Gordon's checked in for Bamba. Evan Fournier comes in for Isaac Baldwin. He's checked in for Matthew Dellavedova. And Thomas subbed in for Rajon Rondo. Guys, they're looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation. Now we have a chance to pay homage to the Eastern Conference Player of the Week, Jay.
And what can you say about how huge he has been for this offense? Everything he's done, from the scoring, the shooting, the playmaking, you take him out of the lineup, and there's no telling just how different this team looks.
And he gets the bucket.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
Raptors trail by 5. Lowry kicks to Leonard. Pass to Harrell. They get a hand on it, and up the court come the Magic on the break. Here's Jay. Rips down the breakaway slam.
And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal, and then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And, Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
When your defense translates into offense, it's a beautiful thing.
And so it looks like the Raptors will retain possession here. C.J. Miles, he's checked in for Leonard.
C.J. Miles.
Outside Lowry. 5 to shoot. From deep. And it's Miles missing. Fournier goes in. And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot. The Magic shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. The first free throw is good. That one misses, so he goes 1 for 2. And Jay gets the whistle that time. That's his 3rd foul of the game. 8 seconds left in the first half of basketball. It's Miles on the wing. And a miss there on the triple. And so it's the Orlando Magic holding on to an 8-point lead heading into the break. What a defensive effort they put on Kawhi Leonard. It's rare to see him have the kind of trouble he's had tonight. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. We played through the first half. Plenty of basketball, though, left in this one. It's been one outstanding game from Jay.
Well, we saw in the first half, he has a nice mixture of moves down low, and they've been going to him.
He is reliable down there. Once he gets going, he is a machine.
Gordon out there with Isaac. Then there's Jay. Then it's Evan Fournier. And it's Thomas in at the 1. That's who's out there for Orlando. Steve, we've heard the phrase speed kills, especially when trying to guard someone with a very explosive first step.
Westbrook, John Wall, Kemba, Kyrie, Isaiah Thomas, Giannis Antetokounmpo, those guys, they get up and down the court. There's so many young guys. Ben Simmons, Donovan Mitchell. Ooh, I wish I had that speed, Kevin.
You did at one time. You did have that speed at one time.
Not at all. Not at all.
Nice concentration to hit the double clutch layup. Thomas got the lead up to 8 now for Orlando. Toronto shooting at a decent 44% clip here. Lowry kicks to Leonard. That's in, coming off an assist from Lowry. Lowry's got 3 assists tonight.
This is what Kawhi provides. 100% of effort. Loves to take it right to you.
Time called here. The Magic decide to talk it over.
Many scouts were surprised by Leonard's quick development, his ability to improve his skills and shot as fast as he did. But the truth is, he was always a very hard worker dating back to his amateur days.
And he can do a lot more damage to the rim than that when he wants to.
Oh, you're right. And with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one. Raptors trail by 8. Lowry kicks to Leonard. And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up. Well, we're talking about Leonard. In college, he put himself through a really tough regimen.
You know, he would be up and out the house by 5 a.m. He'd work out and run basketball drills, usually by himself. This was a part of his daily routine before going to class.
And the Raptors making a change here. Van Vliet's checked in. Here's Jay. And the rejection by Valanciunas.
You see the length of Valanciunas on display with that block. Just went up and got it.
Leonard. And again, Toronto no luck.
And the shots just continue to say no in terms of falling.
The shot's good from Jay.
And they've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
And so Lowry will bring it up for Toronto. 7-point differential. When this game is done, they'll be off to Miami to take on the Heat. And that will conclude a 4-game road trip. Van Vliet looking around. Lock at 6. Thomas against Lowry. Solid as a rock from 20 feet away. Lowry's got 5 now. Orlando leading by 5. Pass to Jay. And it's Van Vliet with the rebound. The Raptors have gone 4 of 6 from the field since the start of the third. And Kyle Lowry, good for 3. Lowry's got 5 points now this quarter.
Well, Lowry will never hesitate to take a 3. It's a big part of his arsenal.
Man, he's got such a great touch and feel around the basket. He made that reverse look easy.
Back to Valanciunas, and the dunk by Valanciunas.
Kyle Lowry with great vision and court awareness on that play. What a pass.
Orlando's gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc so far tonight. The shot's good from Jay. Jay's got 23.
He's been locked in all quarter, really finding his rhythm.
Lowry against Thomas. Back to Valanciunas. Basket good. He's got 8.
Valanciunas has made so many strides as a scorer since he started in the NBA.
Time called here. The Magic decide to talk it over.
Yeah, I mean, it's an opportunity to kind of regroup and discuss ways to maximize these possessions.
The reason why is you like to get value every time down the floor, but that does take a lot of discipline.
So Orlando going with an almost entirely new group here. Bamba is checked in for Aaron Gordon. Jerebko comes in for Jonathan Isaac. Simmons checked in for Evan Fournier. And Baldwin subbed in for Isaiah Thomas. Raptors also changing it up. Montrezl Harrell, he's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Pascal Siakam comes in for Serge Ibaka. And it's C.J. Miles in for Fred Van Vliet. That's good, and the Orlando lead is cut back down to 2 points on the basket from Siakam.
And you can sense the urgency from them now. They were flat in that first half, but they've come out here in the second and been much more aggressive offensively.
For Orlando, they have hit half their free throws in this one, going 3 of 6 so far.
And, you know, he may finally be rounding into form after what's been a tough game for him at the line prior to this trip.
Emerson, guarded by Simmons. Outside Lowry. And here's Miles. No points in the game yet for him. Here's Emerson. Off the left rim and out. Orlando leading by 4. Here's Jerebko. But they'll get another chance. It's good on the putback.
Oh, and a nice job of turning that miss into 2 points on the tip in.
Hustle points, I believe they call them. Hustle points right there. There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock to the game clock. It's deflected. Here's Bamba, and that one is good. And it's an 8-point Orlando lead.
And on the defensive side, just a failure to match up.
Well, the one thing you want to take away is anything at the rim. Just too easy.
Here's Emerson. And the Raptors miss again. And so it's the Orlando Magic in the driver's seat, up 8 points at the end of the quarter. And they've done a phenomenal job down low, so many of their points coming right at the rim. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. And a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with this feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
Creating plays for others, it's an art form, but it's also a discipline. Fantastic job.
Fourth quarter of action is upon us. Thanks as always for joining us. Setting the floor for the Raptors. They've got C.J. Miles. Harrell is out there with Lowry. And it's Siakam in at the 4. And the first one at the line is good. Both free throws good from James.
And if they continue, Kevin, their outstanding free throw shooting, that'll help them seal the deal.
Lowry kicks to Harrell. Lowry with the ball. Back to Harrell. It's a hand on it. Outside for Lowry. Pass to Miles. Clock at 6. And Jay gets the whistle that time. That will be foul number 5 on him.
Just a little too aggressive. His 5th foul of the night. Expect them to go right at him to try to pick up number 6.
And Jay gets the whistle that time. That's it for him. He's fouled. And so it's Orlando winning this one. A confident win and one where they clearly showed the greater efforts.
Yeah, I mean, it was a solid performance, particularly here at home. And I think they built off that edge of being here and play with just a little more confidence than their opponent.
And that about wraps it up. Now for Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and David Aldridge. This is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA here on 2K Sports. We'll see you later.
Hungry. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Here's a guy I'm looking for. AI.
Yo, what's up, man?
I got you lined up for an interview, if that's okay.
Oh, yeah, let's do it.
Perfect. Good luck.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Hey again, everybody. Ernie Johnson. I got Shaq here. Got Kenny the Jet here. Standing by on headset near the locker rooms, right down the hall, around the corner, we get a chance to catch up with our post-game guest.
Hey, this is Shaq. You guys pulled out a nice win. Congratulations. What were you focusing on late in the game to protect that lead?
Well, Shaq, I think we did a good job as a team of just trying to play our game. You know, we don't force anything. We don't hold the ball too long. We don't make silly turnovers. That stuff is critical in a close game. When we set our minds to playing smart basketball, we position ourselves to come out with wins, like the one we just got tonight.
I finally know what AI stands for. Animal Instinct. Back to you, Ernie.
And thank you for tuning in to the NBA on 2K Sports. For Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, this is Ernie Johnson. We'll see you next time, and the time after that, too.
Thanks, man. See ya.